Lux, one of the oldest, most recognized soap brands on the planet. A bar that sat on bathroom shelves across the world for over a century. But here's what most people never think about. What actually goes into making it? Where do the ingredients come from? What happens inside those massive factory floors? And how does a finished, perfectly wrapped bar of Lux end up in your hand? Today, we're going inside an American Lux Soap factory and following the entire process from raw materials to finished product. Every step, every machine, every detail. Let's get into it.
It starts with fats and oils, and this is where the process begins in a way that would genuinely surprise most people. The core raw material in soap manufacturing isn't a chemical, it's animal fat, specifically beef tallow and pork lard, sourced from meat processing facilities. Those fats arrive at the soap factory in large quantities, and before anything else happens, they go through a purification process called rendering. Raw animal fat contains impurities, blood, tissue remnants, and moisture that would ruin the final product if they weren't removed. In the rendering room, the fat is heated in large vessels until it melts completely into liquid form. Impurities sink to the bottom or float to the surface and are skimmed off. What remains after rendering is a clean, pale yellow fat called tallow, odorless, pure, and ready for the next stage. Alongside tallow, the factory also brings in plant-based oils, coconut oil and palm oil primarily, which contribute different properties to the final bar. Coconut oil produces a rich, bubbly lather. Palm oil adds firmness and helps the bar hold its shape. Tallow provides the smooth, creamy feel that Lux has been known for since it launched. The exact blend of these fats is a formulation that's been refined over decades, and it's what gives Lux its specific texture and performance in the shower.
Once the fats are purified and blended in the right proportions, the soap-making process begins in earnest. The fat mixture gets pumped into large saponification vessels, essentially massive reaction tanks, where it meets sodium hydroxide, commonly known as lye. What happens next is a chemical reaction called saponification, and it's the fundamental process behind all soap making. The lye reacts with the fatty acids in the oil and fat mixture, breaking the molecular bonds and rearranging them into two new compounds, soap molecules and glycerin. This reaction generates heat and takes time to complete fully. The tanks are monitored carefully throughout because the ratio of fat to lye has to be precise. Too much lye and the final bar will be harsh and irritating on skin. Too little and the bar stays greasy and doesn't clean effectively. Getting that balance exactly right is what separates a quality soap from a poor one. By the end of saponification, the mixture has transformed into a thick, paste-like soap base, crude and unrefined at this stage, but chemically complete.
The next step is washing and purification. The crude soap base still contains impurities, excess lye, and the glycerin that was produced as a byproduct of saponification. Glycerin is actually a valuable ingredient. It's used in moisturizers, pharmaceuticals, and other cosmetic products, so the factory separates it carefully and sells it rather than letting it go to waste. The soap base is washed repeatedly with salt water, which causes the soap to separate from the glycerin and other impurities. The soap rises to the top, the waste brine settles at the bottom, and the two are separated. This washing process may be repeated several times until the soap base is clean, consistent, and meets the specification for the next stage of processing.
At this point, the soap is in what's called neat soap form, a thick, uniform liquid at high temperature. It gets pumped into drying systems where moisture content is reduced significantly. Lux bars need to have a specific moisture level to achieve the right hardness, feel, and longevity. Too much moisture and the bar goes soft and wears down too quickly. Too little and it becomes brittle and cracks. The drying stage removes water carefully under controlled conditions until the soap reaches its target moisture percentage. What comes out of the dryers looks nothing like a finished bar yet. It's in the form of small pellets or noodles, pale and waxy, that get collected and stored before moving into the next phase of production.
Those soap noodles then go into the amalgamation stage, and this is where Lux starts becoming Lux. The noodles are fed into large mixing vessels where all the additional ingredients that define the brand are incorporated. Fragrance is the most important one. That distinctive Lux scent that's recognizable the moment you open the wrapper is blended in at this stage in carefully measured quantities. skin conditioning ingredients are added. Moisturizers, emollients, skin softening agents that are part of what makes Lux position itself as a beauty soap rather than just a cleaning product. Colorants go in to achieve that characteristic white or cream color of the finished bar. Preservatives are added to extend shelf life. Each of these additives is weighed precisely and added in a specific order, and the mixing continues until the entire batch is perfectly homogeneous. Every part of the soap mass containing the same concentration of fragrance, color, and conditioning ingredients as every other part.
The blended soap mass then moves into the refining stage. It passes through milling machines, sets of heavy granite or steel rollers that compress and work the soap repeatedly, breaking down any remaining lumps or inconsistencies and creating a smooth, uniform texture throughout. After milling, the soap goes through a plotter, a machine that works similarly to a meat grinder, pressing the soap mass through a die and extruding it as a continuous cylindrical log of uniform diameter. This log moves forward on a conveyor and gets cut into individual bar-sized pieces by an automatic cutting blade, each piece exactly the right weight and length for a finished Lux bar.
Those cut pieces aren't finished bars yet. They're called billets, and they still need to be shaped. The billets go into stamping presses, where two halves of a metal mold come together under high pressure and compress the soap into its final shape. The Lux name, the brand logo, and any surface detailing get embossed onto the bar in this same pressing operation. What comes out of the stamp is a perfectly shaped, perfectly finished Lux bar. Smooth surfaces, clean edges, correct dimensions, and the brand identity pressed clearly into the face of every single one. Quality inspection happens continuously throughout the line. Bars are checked for weight, dimensions, surface finish, color consistency, and fragrance level. Any bar that doesn't meet specification gets pulled off the line, broken down, and recycled back into the soap mass earlier in the process. Packaging runs at high speed. Each bar gets wrapped in the distinctive Lux packaging, that combination of printed paper and film that's been associated with the brand for generations. Wrapping machines fold, tuck, and seal the packaging around each bar automatically, applying heat where needed to create a tight, clean finish. Wrapped bars then move into carton packaging, where they're grouped, boxed, and prepared for palletizing. Robotic systems stock the finished cartons onto pallets, wrap them for stability, and move them into the warehouse, ready for distribution. From animal fat and plant oils reacting with lye in a saponification vessel to a perfectly stamped, wrapped bar sitting in a warehouse ready to ship, the journey of a Lux bar involves chemistry, precision engineering, careful formulation, and a manufacturing process that's been refined over more than 100 years. And now, every time you unwrap one in the shower, you'll know exactly what went into making it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share it, and subscribe for more factory deep dives. We'll see you in the next one.